Hey guys, my name is Ellen Fox. Welcome to my channel, and today we're going to be talking about the scandalous past of the Squid Game cast, because my goodness did the director not bother doing a background check on any one of them. So as we all know, in the past season, 455 people died, so this season we obviously have a fresh new set of 455 players, and that means that so many new singers and actors joined the cast. Now the problem with this whole thing is that about 90% of them are very controversial. There is a whole list of controversial people, and then every single one of them has a list of controversies. There is a lot to unpack here, so let's get into it. Let's start off with Gong Yoo, who plays the recruiter or the dakji guy on the show, my personal favorite this season. We'll get into that later because he falls at the bottom of the list. While I was doing my research for this, I could not find any dirt on him until I stumbled upon a specific comment that led me to an article from 20 years ago. 2005. Some of y'all were not even born yet. So the comment said, "What about my baby Gong Yoo?" And the reply said he likes Korean Donald Trump. Now that, in my opinion, is a very subjective matter because Trump just became the president again, so clearly millions of people like him. So depending on your political opinions, you could like or hate a person, but the comment further elaborates, he likes controversial political views and a politician who is anti-feminist. So to give you guys a little more context, in 2005, Gong Yoo was interviewed by Vogue magazine, but he was asked, what are three of the most coolest people you know? And he said his father, Michael Jordan, and former president Park Chung-hee. Now, Park Chung-hee was Korea's president for 16 years and is remembered in history as one of the most controversial political figures. In those 16 years, he implemented martial law 4 times and is therefore remembered as a symbol of military dictatorship. Now, the reason the interview resurfaced now, 20 years later, is because about a month ago, on December 3rd, President Yoon of South Korea implemented a martial law in the country. Now, martial law basically means that the military takes over the country and runs the government. South Korea is a democracy. So when this happened, people were like, Gong Yoo supported a dictator back then. Does he support a dictatorship now? Now, Gong Yoo responded to the backlash while he was doing press for his new series, The Trunk, and he said, "Whenever political issues arise, I feel like I, as a public figure, am being used politically. I've never expressed my intentions or opinions, yet interpretations are added to my words on platforms like YouTube, making it seem like I'm being categorized or labeled. I didn't live like that, and that's not who I am. It was 20 years ago in my mid-20s, when I was immature and not careful with my words. It wasn't even an in-depth interview and rather a written Q&A for a fashion magazine. What's clear is that I've never lived with a flawed understanding of history or a lack of ethical or moral awareness. That's a fact." He also said that regarding the recent events, I watched with the same frustration and anger as everyone else. I was at my desk studying for another project when colleagues from The Trunk started sending frantic messages in our group chat. I turned on the TV and began watching the live broadcast. What unfolded felt like something out of a movie, completely unreal. I never thought I'd experience something like this in my lifetime. Like everyone else, I stayed awake, anxious, until it was lifted. So, you heard him, and you're not going to be hearing any more from me because I don't want to be added to the list of people on YouTube that add interpretations to his words. So moving on to the main character, Gi-hun, played by Jung-jae, who has been found guilty of multiple DUIs and assault cases. Now that is an important detail to remember. There is stuff that is found guilty and there is stuff that is alleged. That is 2 different things. So throughout the video, make sure to remember the difference. Found guilty and alleged. So in 1999, man, these men are ancient, Jung-jae was detained for driving under influence and crashing his BMW into a car in the adjacent line. His blood alcohol level was found to be 0.22%. South Korea's limit is 0.05%. Later in 2002, there was another similar case of DUI and his license was revoked both times. As for the assault cases, I think they were both bar fights. So in the year 2000, Jung-jae allegedly assaulted a 30-year-old man with a friend during an argument at a bar in Seoul, Cheongdam-dong, and the second assault was reported in the same year when the actor was accused of injuring a 22-year-old woman in front of a nightclub. His most recent controversy happened last year in August with the company Romeng when they filed a lawsuit against him for fraud. So in response, Artists United, a software development company whose largest shareholder is Jung-jae, countersued for fraud as well as false accusations. According to Kim Dong-rae, CEO of Romeng, that is a drama production company, Jung-jae offered various opportunities for company growth in exchange for an acquisition of Romeng stocks. However, Artists United claims differently, stating that the investors, Jung-jae and Artists United, legally agreed to an investment contract during a time when Romeng was suffering from financial difficulties. They're also claiming that they fulfilled their end of the contract and it was actually Kim Dong-rae who refused to transfer the company's management rights as was previously agreed. Moving on to more controversies, allegedly. This is alleged because I cannot find the source for it and I don't even know where I read about this. Allegedly, Jung-jae is homophobic and one of his friends came out to him. His friend ended up self-exiting. I cannot find a source for it. This is heavily alleged. I don't even know where I read this. Like, this just popped into my brain just right now. So I would try to find a source on that and try to find details on that. But for now, about Jung-jae being homophobic, I feel like that is once again a very subjective matter. I'm sorry if you're gonna hate on me for this, but it is a very subjective matter. In hundreds of countries, including South Korea, there is no LGBTQ rights. Billions of people, no matter what context we're talking in, whether we're talking morally, legally, socially, or religiously, they do not support gay rights. So him being a 50-year-old Korean man, what else do you expect from him? I'm sorry, this is a very double-edged sword because depending on what part of the world you're in the Western world, you'd be shot down for being homophobic. In the Eastern world, you'd be shot down for not being homophobic. So, I'm sorry, it's a very subjective matter. I don't want to go into too much detail, but I do want to talk about how freaking ironic this is. I'm so sorry. This is so serious, but it's so ironic that, like, imagine having people hate on you for being homophobic, and then your new drama comes out and everyone is shipping you with a man. I don't know if you're on that side of the internet or not, but literally everyone is shipping Gi-hun with In-ho, and I'm eating it up. Like, if you're not on that side of the internet, you need to be. You need to be. It's so funny. It's so funny. It's sad, but it's also not Lee Jung-jae's fault. It's not his fault. It's Byung-hun's fault. Because if you watch Squid Game, there is not a single second in all of the episodes when Byung-hun is not intensely staring at Jung-jae. Like, literally, his gaze is so freaking intense and he's so fixated on Jung-jae. It's the chemistry is insane. I'm sorry. But moving on to the final controversy, and this isn't exactly even Lee Jung-jae's controversy, it's just a little bit of a chillball mess, rich kid mess that he found himself in. And I'm not going to go into too much detail on this because Stephanie Soo has done a whole video on it, so if you guys are interested, I'll just link that in the description box. But basically, to give you a little bit of context, this one involves chaebols, the richest people in Korea. So what happened was that the former CEO of Samsung, that was the richest man in Korea, had a very messy divorce with his wife. Now his wife was like, how do you upgrade from that? How do you one up this? You have already been married to the richest man in the country. How do you get better than that? You can only top that by dating the most beautiful man now. And the most beautiful man in South Korea was none other than Lee Jung-jae. I don't know if you guys are going to believe this or not, but at one point he was named the most handsome man. Not only that, he's very successful. So yeah, they were dating. I don't know if they're still dating or not, but I guess she went up it. And then her husband went to jail. The CEO, he went to jail. So she got the most handsome man in the country, and then her husband went to jail. Ex-husband, well. So she really won. Moving on, let's talk about Lee Byung-hun because I just noticed something. You know how in season 1, after the season came out, all of the cast members like gained millions of followers, like 10 or 20 million followers, like their number of followers literally skyrocketed. So this season, I was like very interested to see like what happened. So I looked at all of the main cast members' profiles to see, you know, how much they gained, and nobody gained anything. There hasn't been like any difference in their number of followers, except today I accidentally clicked on Lee Byung-hun's profile. He's the only one that's gained. I'm so sorry. Okay, I'm not laughing at him. Okay, I'm not laughing at him. I'm just laughing at this whole situation. Like, if you are on the side of the internet that I'm on, please tell me I'm not the only one. Like, there's thousands of us that are on that side of the internet, and it is the thousands of us that have increased his number of followers. I don't actually follow him. Do I? I think I do. I think I do. Yeah, I'm following him, guys. So he had like 600 or maybe 800,000 followers, and now he has 1 million. So the Delulu girlies are following him, and the problem is that his most popular controversy is that he allegedly cheated on his pregnant wife twice. And this is all alleged because he was not found guilty in court, and him and his wife are still together. They have 2 children together, one born in 2015 and the other in 2023. So I would say they're going strong, but he was still a part of controversy, whether he was guilty or not. Let me give you guys the details. So in 2019, before he was married, a Canadian-Korean gymnast filed a lawsuit against him claiming that he deceived her into a sexual relationship with a false promise of marriage. The gymnast named Kim Mi-yeon claimed that she had moved back to Korea solely to be with the actor, but once she did, he neglected her, causing physical and emotional harm. Lee filed a countercharge against her for defamation. I'm sorry, this whole thing is so weird to me because I've never seen it happen in real life. Like, you know, when people have breakups, like people do a lot of stuff with other people. Like a lot of people move to different countries for other people, or like whatever emotional damage that happens in the relationship. People just break up. It's only like celebrities that go around filing lawsuits. Like people be suing for emotional damage, which I think you should do it. Like even in real life, you should do it. I just don't understand why people don't. It's always celebrities that do this. Which is why it backfires so many times, because celebrities are like, you're suing me for my money. You're in it for the money. You were never in it for the emotions. Moving on, this headline caught my attention. Lee Byung-hun formally apologizes for being blackmailed. That is such a weird headline, as in like the victim is apologizing for getting blackmailed. Like, I'm sorry somebody decided to blackmail me. On the surface, it seems weird, but let's look at the details. The Korea Times reported the fact remains that the actor Lee is the victim. The 2 young women are the suspects, and Lee's alleged behavior does not excuse their blackmailing. But this incident has only laid bare actor Lee's behavior outside the house, and left the public wondering how a 44-year-old man, so this is 10 years old, he's 54 at the time, how a 44-year-old man, and married no less, has found himself in a sticky spot with a young woman 20 years his junior, and not for the first time. Because on August 29, 2014, actor Lee filed a report with the Gangnam police station requesting an investigation into 2 young women who were blackmailing him using what they claimed was a compromising video as leverage. The 2 girls were Glam's Dae-ho and model Lee Gi-hun. Both women were arrested on September 3rd, and Glam got disbanded. Now, model Lee claimed that she and the actor had been seeing each other for 3 months, and to prove this, her Instagram was wallpapered with photographs of gifts that someone nicknamed Lee Santa had given her: a vine, a cellular phone, and skincare products. The case had 3 hearings that took place over 3 months, and both of the girls were sentenced to 3 years in prison. Anyway, back to his past girlfriend, she also called him a chronic gambler and sought 10 million won in damages. The charges were later cleared when his ex-girlfriend's lawsuit was dropped due to lack of participation. So his agency says that he's a victim, but the netizens are divided. I think the netizens were divided back in the day, now they're just supporting him. I think I'm gonna have to do this video in 2 parts because my phone does not have enough storage, and it's like 4 a.m. so I should get to bed. But I want to wrap up season 1 because I know that Jung-jae, Gong Yoo, and Lee Byung-hun were a part of season 1, but none of their controversies resurfaced at the time. The only one that made headlines was Oh Young-soo's controversy, who plays Oh Il-nam on the show. So Oh Young-soo was charged of sexual misconduct for allegedly assaulting a woman in 2017. He was found guilty of inappropriately hugging an unnamed actress, holding her hand, and kissing her cheek across multiple incidents. Prosecutors reportedly also alleged that he laid in a room she rented and made lewd sexual comments to her. All of this came out after the success of season 1, so he was indicted in 2022 for sexually assaulting a woman twice. Oh denied all these charges, instead claiming that he held hands with the woman to show her around a lake. He has admitted to apologizing to her, but said it was only so she wouldn't make a fuss about it, and emphasized that an apology is not an admission of guilt. During his first court hearing in February 2023, he reportedly told reports that he was sorry, adding, "I think I behaved badly." Still, he continued to deny the charges. His lawyers also argued that the actress's narrative was not consistent. However, the AFP judge Jung Yeon-soo says the victim's record of assault and her claims were consistent and appear to be statements that cannot be made without actually experiencing them. So he was sentenced to an 8-month suspended prison term along with an order to attend 40 hours of classes on sexual violence. Now, I think that is so disgusting. Like, I know that the DUIs and the assault cases and the cheating and everything, all that is bad, the dictatorship thing, all of that is bad, but it is one thing for you to do something bad, and then it's another thing for you to be so steadfast on it and be like, I didn't do anything wrong, and then for you to apologize only so you could get away with it, only so that she wouldn't make a fuss about it. That is so disgusting. And there is a lot more. There's a lot more cast members on there, and they have a lot more going on. So I'm gonna make a part 2 video if you guys want me to. So let me know that in the comments, and let's get into the outro. So that was it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, give me a like. Also, let me know in the comments if I made any wrong statements, correct me, or let me know if there are any controversies that I missed. Let me know all of the details, and let me know your opinions on this. Let me know all of that, and subscribe, click the notification bell so you'll be notified every time I upload, and also follow me on my Instagram and TikTok. They're both at @AlineFox, and yeah, that is it. I'm the only Aline Fox in this world, and I actually have a lot of Squid Game videos coming up. I have already uploaded one, so if you guys want, you can check that out. It will be on the screen after the outro, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye bye.